I got some good grass. Oh, you thought I was talking about weed? But since we're on that topic, we all heard about marijuana before. This is something I have once done a speech before in high school. We've all had some link to marijuana, even if it's just on the news. Today, I will tell you about why I believe that it should be legalized in all 50 states. I'm going to define marijuana. I'm going to tell you the history behind it. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why I believe it should be legalized. Now I'm going to give you the definition. Marijuana is, according to Oxford dictionaries, is a cannabis especially smoked or consumed as a psychoactive drug, mind altering. The definition is clear. It is known as a psychoactive drug, even though some people don't believe it is a drug at all. For me, I define it as a plant with medical properties. Now that I have defined what marijuana is, I will now explain you the history of it. Oh. For the most part, it is widely used as a medical and spiritual purposes. During pre-modern times, said Worf, a professor of geography at the University of Kansas in Lawrence. This shows that since the beginning of human race, it has been known to use as a medicine. The idea that it is evil drug, is very recent. In fact, said even that is illegal is historically an anomaly, said Ward. Cannabis sativa, known as marijuana, has psychoactive properties. The other plant is Cannabis sativa L. The L, which is included in the name in honor of botanist Carl Linnaeus, the subspecies is known as hemp. It is non-psychoactive form of cannabis and it is manufacturing products such as oil, cloth, and fuel. Cannabis plants are believed to evolve the steppes of Central Asia, specifically in the regions of now Mongolia and southern Siberia, according to Wolf. The history of cannabis goes back for as far as 12,000 years, which places the plant among humanity's oldest cultivated crops, according to information in the book Marijuana, the first 12,000 years, Springer 1980. The first recorded of the drug's medicinal use dates back to 4000 BC. The herb was used, for instance, as an anesthetic during surgery, and stories say it even was used by Chinese Emperor Shang Nung in 2737 BC. Now that I have informed you on the history, I will now inform you on the reason why I believe it should be legalized. According to American Civil Liberties Union, blacks and whites use marijuana in roughly the same rates. Yet blacks are nearly four times as more likely to be arrested for pot-related crimes. This shows that even though it is equally used between the races, it is affecting minorities more harmfully. In 2005, Milton Friedman and a group of other 500 economists advocated for marijuana legalization on basis that prohibition directly costs more than $7.7 billion a year. You don't have to look very hard to find examples of lives needlessly destroyed by marijuana prohibition laws. The government arrests about 700,000 Americans, more than the population of Wyoming alone, for marijuana possession every year. The new convicts are driven from their jobs and families and pushed into a prison system that turns first-time offenders into hardened criminals. The cases of tobacco prohibition is actually much stronger than the case of marijuana prohibition, since tobacco has proven more harmful effects and no benefits. Alcohol prohibition laws has of course already been tried, and judging by the history on war on drugs, legislators have apparently learned nothing has failed more than that experiment. Further, it is impossible to overdose on marijuana since a pot smoker must smoke 20 20 to 40,000 times the amount of THC in a single joint to produce a lethal dose. Marijuana is also a least addictive drug, according to CNN medical correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta. The numbers for adult dependence are marijuana 9 to 10%, cocaine 20%, heroin 25%, and the most legal drug, tobacco 30%. Now that I have shown you the legalization, it is up to you to form your own idea. I believe that marijuana should be federally legalized over all 50 states, especially considering of the medical points that I have already shown you. Today I have told you a brief portion of the history behind marijuana while also providing the definition and reasons for legalization. My purpose today was not only to show you why I believe it should be legalized, but also to show the medical properties.